Hello, everyone. So good to see all of you and to see so many responses already. Palak is saying so many confusing choices every day, some as simple as where I should sleep to serious ones like which specialty to choose in my career. All right. Well, I had asked yesterday if there was anything in your life that was confusing you. And, for today, I have two separate things that I'd like to try. So, welcome to everyone. Shine, Sunny, Ashwati, Ajit, mom and dad, everyone. So great to see you all. So, I was reading from the New York Meditation Center. They have an amazing website that I think you should check out. And there's a writer called Jillian who asks, "What is confusion telling us?" And I thought it was a great article and did some more research, and I would like to share what I found. So, as humans, we are blessed with the ability to choose. It is what sets us apart from the rest of the animal kingdom. We are able to engage in a sense of free will in order to decide what to do. Will I have Maggie noodles for lunch or a sandwich? And then maybe something substantial later on. For our four legged friends, it seems to be more simple. If their instincts say that they're hungry, most animals will eat whatever is available right when they can. However, at times it may seem that this differentiator, our ability to choose, is more of a burden than a gift. How do we know what to do? So many options, so many possible ways to act. How do we find clarity in the midst of all this frantic buzz of life? What boundaries should be set? How will each decision play out or change our lives? And are we ready for those consequences or not? As Sunny says, if there are a lot of choices, even that is challenging. Exactly. Of course, we all want to know what the right thing to do is. It's a natural desire for clarity and a sense of resolution, especially when making big decisions. To be resolved about a decision, sure and clear about how best to act in a given moment. This is one of the goals of life. And everyone feels happy when they imagine that they're in sync with the natural progression of the universe. And we've all felt it, right? When we're on the other side, where we're stuck in indecision or ambiguity or lack of clarity and things are uncomfortable. Even during the lockdown, this whole pandemic, it's just been uncertainty. And we naturally don't enjoy being in this state of confusion for a long time. We're also more likely to make mistakes when we are unsure about our next step. So, what is confusion telling us? It generally means one or all of the following. A, we may be too agitated or too wound up to see what to do, right? We're kind of in the moment. Secondly, we might be a little bit out of balance physically or emotionally, and this obstructs our ability to perceive clearly or to be objective. We also sometimes become very attached to the expectation of how things should be, and that prevents us from looking in a different direction because we're imagining that this one path is going to lead to XYZ. Or there's some stagnation or over maintenance. I love that concept, which has crept into our lives. And this is leading to maybe some sort of lethargy or stuck energy. Now, this isn't always bad. And I think that was what was interesting from all the research that I was doing. Jillian from that, New York Meditation Center said that nature is up to something. Rather than seeing it as negative, can we recognize that nature might be giving us a signal? It's as if we're being told, settle down, wait, and get more information. Now is not the time to make this big of a decision. So maybe we don't have to, feel so bad about being unsure. And while we may not want to hang out in this state of confusion for a long time, could we think of it as a transition? Simply our lives are asking us to put on the brakes just a little bit, to slow down and tune in, waiting for more information. And often information will not come to us when we are caught up in the antics of overthinking. We cannot think our way out of that place of confusion. We often have to wait for a knowingness inside. They gave the example of when a lake is all stirred up and choppy on the surface, it's hard to see the bottom clearly. And in the same way, when our surface layers of the mind are all wound up and choppy, it's really, really difficult to access a state of deep knowingness that will lead us intuitively in a direction of action. So I want to do a guided meditation, keeping this in mind. And I heard this from Alessandrina Dorer. It's a guided meditation to remove haze and confusion. So let's start together. Find a comfortable place where you can sit or lie, and close your eyes, or at least lower your gaze, and inhale through your mouth or your nose, and exhale. And with each and every breath, begin to inhale calm and balance and peace, and release any sort of tension. Like we did in the last session, is there tension in our jaw? Is there tension in our back, our shoulders, our neck, our face, our forehead? And as we breathe in, allowing the body to relax, for the mind to quiet, for the heart to be open. And letting thoughts move in and out of our minds without suppressing or repressing them or clinging to them, simply watching the activity of thinking. Allowing for whatever emotions we feel in our heart right now to flow through us freely, whether it's anger, frustration, sadness, whatever emotion you're feeling right now, allow yourself to feel it and let go without identifying or disidentifying with them. You're simply allowed to go through them without labeling. And as you breathe in and out at your own pace and in your own way, I'd like for you to recall an experience, whether present or past, where you have felt confused, hazy, not sure about your decisions, overwhelmed with thoughts. Having the experience of haze and confusion allow your body to react, whatever physical sensation you feel as a result of recalling this memory. Allow all thoughts of this memory of haze and confusion to come up, and any emotions that you may deem as maybe negative to come up. Observe this state of haze and confusion, all of what it brings, allowing for these memories to be released. Allowing yourself to see clearly when you feel this haze and confusion, what it is that you're feeling. The replaying of memories, the fear of pain associated with these memories, and the potential for this pain to come back. Not being able to make a decision, making what you may have interpreted as a poor decision, or wasting time, or not knowing what to do, fearing the consequences of your decision. Allow for all this to come back up. Allow it. Without getting involved, allow it. Simply see the fact. What it is that you do when you think about these things, how you react when you think of these things a lot. Observe how the process of thinking a lot or trying to control many different aspects of yourself that are having many different ideas about what to do, how to control life, how to keep you safe, are making you feel. Seeing that process clearly, not as a state of confusion or haze, and all of the memories or pain associated with that, but simply having many thoughts, many different parts of yourself coming up at the same time, trying to direct and control you or your life. And this may feel unusual for some of us to actually go back and engage, and yet as you sit through the process of watching the different parts of you having a dialogue with each other, trying to decide what is safe and what is not, as we distance ourselves, as we sort of remove ourselves and just watch those parts in dialogue, the confusion actually begins to clear. The haze dissolves. And over time, what you're left with is simply the fact that many parts of you are coming to the surface for you to become aware of parts of you that exist at the subconscious level, parts of you that create inner conflict, outer conflict, or a state of confusion. Allow yourself to be clear about what is happening. Just different parts of yourself in a dialogue. Allow yourself to be clear about what you're experiencing, not in a state of confusion or haze, simply aware of all the components of yourself that exist. And trusting that in time, as you pierce through the haze, as you release the feeling of confusion, as you are present to what is truly happening, we can begin to dissolve all these parts of ourselves that have many different agendas, motivations, ways of acting that may not support a life of clarity, of peace, of happiness, of joy. Embracing these explorative processes with joy, with hope, with the understanding that self-knowledge will bring us true freedom. And one of the only ways we can be aware and truly know is to allow all those different ideas and components and agendas and thoughts and feelings and worries to actually come up. This allows us to live more joyfully, more peacefully, more happily, calmly, with more ease, because we're not fighting our own selves. We're not fighting the fact or berating the fact that we do have these opposite views within ourselves. It's natural. And as we observe it from the outside, looking inward at this internal dialogue, that process is not hazy. That process is not confused. You have clarity. And when you're feeling ready, intentional, even just about this process, in your own time, at your own pace, gently open your eyes. Now, for many of us, this may be a multi-step process. After all, you have been carrying these different parts of yourself, almost like multiple characters in a play or a movie. You've been carrying them around with you for a while, whether it's even a day or 2 days or a year or many years. You've been carrying them around, and maybe they deserve some space. Maybe they just want to be heard. And I found that with myself, when I admit to myself all the different versions of me that are trying to get me to choose them or to go their route, it's actually easier, when I'm not forcing myself to have one decision immediately. Just giving them space, acknowledging them, appreciating them for existing, for being concerned about me enough to have this specific opinion. It strangely helps me more than just writing down pros and cons, because I realize that all the different parts of me want the best for me. Prabhat says it's definitely working. I'm so glad it is. Yeah. So let me know if this helps, and if you have a different way, because there's no one size fits all. I feel like that's becoming my favorite phrase nowadays. There isn't a one size fits all for any of us, for anything in our lives. So we may as well embrace all of it and take it a day at a time. All right, beautifuls. I wish you a beautiful weekend of whatever it is that's happening, and hope that if there's haze and confusion, that you allow it and then find your clarity. Have a beautiful, beautiful, restful weekend. Love. Bye.